Hi everyone, I am going to have a bit of a different video today where I've got some footage of me with a brand new Diane FTO. I'm going to change the springs and just do a bit of a setup, just to sort of show you what I do as my setup. But more importantly, I have quite a few different things that I wanted to tell you guys and share. I am working on videos, actually, surprisingly. It's rare. I'm actually making something and it's taking forever because I'm very slow and editing is hard and I'm busy at work. It is what it is. And so I thought I'd try this where I'm doing a bit of voiceover while showing some footage of me preparing the video. Preparing the FTO. So this is brand new out of the box. The idea here is that, I have an FTO, M has one, and I just want a spare, just in case something happens or I want a warm-up puzzle, this kind of thing. So what's going to happen is I'm just scrambling it up, going to do a solve, see how it feels, completely fresh out of the box, and then I'm going to change the springs. So we'll see how that goes with that. But in the meantime, the videos I'm working on, there's something big that I'm working on that I won't tell you about just yet. Looks like somebody didn't inspect properly. Then I have got a couple of video ideas for maybe potential FTO Friday installations. We shall see. I really want to do another episode for the sort of news iteration of it, so that should hopefully come out sometime this month. I feel like I want to do maybe one every month or two, that sort of time. He's not happy with it, neither am I. 26 is not great for me, so I'm going to start dismantling it here. Beyond just working on videos like sort of a news and update, I do want to maybe do a couple of instructional videos, potentially about things, concepts in the solve, and maybe if people have requests about other ideas, then let me know. The ones I do have working on at the moment, one of them is the arrow blocks video, because Chris Troy made a video. It's very good, it's very helpful, and I thought there might be some useful things to add to that. However, I can't find the notes I made for that, so that may take a little bit longer than hoped. Whoopsie. Beyond that, maybe I will also work on a few more walkthrough videos. Generally speaking, the walkthrough videos are interesting as an exercise for me, but I don't know how many people actually watch it all the way through or actually care to watch it, because maybe it's not specifically for them, and that's fine. I quite enjoy breaking down and thinking about how I'm solving and what decisions I'm making and why, but I'm not sure everyone's getting a lot of educational value out of that. So let me know if you think that the walkthrough videos are valuable for you. I find them quite helpful, but I know not everybody does, and they don't get a lot of viewership. What I'm doing right now on screen is swapping the springs, and you'll notice that the springs that are in by default are brass springs, so they're sort of a reddish browny kind of metallic color, and I've got some the alternative springs, which I think are steel, I'm guessing, and they're just silver, so they look different. But also you'll notice the springs I'm swapping to are longer. They're bigger springs. I don't know if they're actually stronger springs as well, but they have the same effect as stronger springs would. We've got some weight 5 here from the Cubicle. Traxxas 50K works just as well. They're basically the same lube. Something decently heavy, and I'm not putting too much in, just a little tiny bit. I'm not going like absolutely minimum. I'm putting an adequate amount, but I'm not going crazy either, right? I want to put some in, just give that a whirl around. In fact, I put some under the head of the screw as well, so that the head of the screw, where it's contacting with the spring, there's some lubricant there as well. What you'll notice what I'm doing here is I'm tightening the puzzle and I'm holding the centerpiece so that I can see the gap between the ball core and the bottom of the centerpiece. Can you just about make it out? Yeah, there's still a tiny bit of screw showing. So I turn it a tiny bit more and have a look. Okay, I can still see a bit more of the screw. A little tiny bit more. Yeah, there we go. That's even. So I'm happy with that. And the idea is that I don't care what the tension is right now. I can't tell. So I'm going to just try and get every single face at the same tension, i.e. where I can barely not see the screw anymore. and then get all of them at the same point and then adjust it when the puzzle is assembled. Excuse me. So you can, I'm doing exactly the same thing on this one. Now I put a sticker on there because I wanted to keep track of which centers I had swapped springs on. And then here I realized I don't know which one I just did. I have no idea. So I came up with a different idea. I want to know which center I have changed the springs on. And I also want to keep track of, basically be aware of which ones I've set the tension for and I'm happy with. So what I did, and you'll see this in a second, is I loosen the centers and I have a look, because fortunately the two sets of springs are visibly different. So the brass color versus the silvery color. So I can see the difference just by just loosening a little bit, pulling the centerpiece down, and then just glancing at it, and I can see the different springs. Okay, so now that I can, I'm loosening all of them, I'll be able to tell which ones I've done and which ones I haven't. So I'm taking them out and throwing the spring across the room apparently. Lubing the centerpiece. You'll notice that I spin the screw and spring around in my hand before putting it in. And that's because I want to see which one scratches less. I don't think there's a huge difference. It's just a personal thing. I don't like the feeling of spring scratching at all, like in any way. So I put a bit of lube in and try and avoid it. Okay, here you'll notice there's a bit of plastic still on the screw, on the thread. That is plastic that has stripped from the core. This is the second reason why I wanted to keep track of which ones I'd done and which ones I hadn't. I want to put that screw back in the same hole it came out of, because I think, I'm not sure, but I think that this will help reduce the effect of the core stripping. Part of me thinks this might actually accentuate it and make it more likely to happen, but I left the plastic on the screw so that it's going back in the thread roughly where it was before. My hope is that it will, there's another one that's got the same plastic. My hope is that that will reduce the chance of core stripping. I haven't had an issue with core stripping in any of the modern FTOs so far, of the three that I have used extensively, the Qi, the Diansheng, and of course the Dian. But I did have it with the Lanlan. I had a couple of them that the core stripped. So it is awful and unfortunate when that happens. So I'm just like trying to avoid that. And that's why I'm not fully dismantling the puzzle and then putting it back together. That's part of the reason why everything stays there. And then, I'm periodically taking them out. So I've got a few more to go before I've changed it. I think maybe one or two more now. Yeah, two more. And then I'll be done with changing the springs. All in all, this whole process that I have sped up and I'm talking over, I think start to finish, so when the puzzle's fully together and being tensioned, I think it took about half an hour. So it's really not that time consuming. This is not like that difficult a task. You do need to set aside the time to do it. You need a bit of patience, but it's 100% worth it for me. I love the alternative springs. I just prefer it so much more than the default. Your mileage may vary on that. Also, exciting news. I have Hampshire Winter 2025 coming up this weekend. So in a few days' time, Em and I will be going down south and we will be solving FTO. I'm just double checking my color scheme because I don't always remember it. I like to put the puzzle back together solved. It's just easier for my brain. Just to have everything knowing that it's in the correct place. Yeah, we'll be going to Hampshire. I don't really have many goals for this one. Part of me wants to aim for more European records and outdo myself, but at the same time I worry that if I try and do that, then the pressure will get to me and I'll just I'll mess it up and then I'll just feel really bad for that. So I would like to improve my single, and I would like to improve both the average and the single, but I'm not going to stress too much if I don't improve on those PBs for the time being. My goal is really just to try and churn out another consistent average, and maybe this one I will aim for pure sub 20, or again 4 sub 20 results like I did in the last one. Okay, so here I've put everything together except for the floating centerpieces that go over the screws. So I'm feeling it and I'm thinking, I don't love it. There's something not quite right. It's catching. I'm waggling all the faces to check that they feel the same, because they should feel the same. I have put them at approximately the same sort of distance from the center in terms of tension. Okay, so I'm going to swap the logo here. I really thought I sped this bit up, but apparently not. Oh well, you can enjoy me removing a second Diane logo from a puzzle. I'm not doing very well, am I? I think I clipped my nails that morning. There we go. Nice one. Nice one, Ed. Great work. Stick that on my timer. Timers are for accumulating stickers, aren't they? That's what I thought they were for. And we've got a lovely penguin. Okay, I'm checking tension again. Lovely penguin sticker from Canyon Cubes. Thank you, Canyon, by the way, for sending me a bunch of stickers. Yeah, lovely. I think I made a cut here. Yep. I just went to get some scissors, so I've sped up that footage so that we don't have to sit here for 10 minutes while I go and find them. And then stick those on. I think maybe I put the penguin a little bit high up on the piece, but I don't mind. You know, the frog is a bit lower down on the edge on the other puzzle, but who cares, you know. It's cute. Okay, so I'm still not quite 100% convinced by the feel of the puzzle right now. And then I notice, oh yeah, I haven't put the centerpieces in. Okay, here's a cool thing. You don't have to dismantle your puzzle to put the centerpieces in. You can just shove them in. Now, your puzzle does need to be loose enough to do this, but apparently mine is, where you get the center and the core lined up. When they're both aligned like that, that is pretty much loose enough to achieve that. So the puzzle's more stable now. My finger tricks are awful, please excuse them, but at the very least I can turn the thing and I'm liking it. I'm catching a bit, so I'm not 100% there yet. Part of the distraction here is that the puzzle has very matte, still got the matte plastic because I haven't solved it enough. I haven't got my greasy mitts all over it, so I'm still not 100% there yet. I will be soon, I will be. So we're going to have another solve and see how it feels now. Some news that has broken recently, which a lot of people who follow FTO will already know, but the first person to break the sub 10 barrier was Aidan Bryant, and they broke it way back sometime last year, pretty shortly after the Diane FTO came out. But they weren't able to publish the video because of a contract with Yansheng or something. I don't know the full details, and I won't claim to know the full details. See, an 18, much better. I'm pleased with that one, mate. And they, I think yesterday, as I'm recording this, or the day before, they uploaded a video, the video of the first ever sub 10 solve on an FTO, which of course was done on a Diane. So 2 people ever have got a sub 10 single. We don't have Chris's on video, I don't think. We do have Aidan's, so that's really exciting. So I will link that in the video, and that will obviously go in any news video that I make in the coming weeks. Here, I'm adjusting the tension, and you'll notice I'm not really getting it in camera for this. I do apologize. What I'm doing is I'm aiming, like I've got the screwdriver into the face, and I am closing my left eye and aiming my right eye down the length of the screwdriver so that I can watch and see as the lobes go around. So make sure that it's gone around 360 degrees. It doesn't have to be 360, but I just like to do a full turn, see how it feels, and I think I'd end up doing another full turn, something along those lines. So I made the adjustment, just seeing how I feel, and basically that's just the process now. Luckily on the Diane, there's enough space that you don't have to dismantle it at all. You can put a sufficiently narrow screwdriver down there and look down the length of it and count the lobes and pay attention to how it's going to adjust the tension. So really cool, and I really appreciate that space and that sort of they're facilitating it in the design. So apologies for the solve not being fully in frame. I still haven't figured out a good setup for the camera so that you can actually see me solving when I'm using my phone. So yeah, basically those are my updates for you, and you can enjoy this not as good solve that I'm doing now. That's 26 or something. Oh, okay, 22. That's not so bad. I'm comparing a different FTO here just to see how it feels. Yeah, those are my updates. Let me know what you guys think about the walkthrough solve videos, and if there's any videos that you would like to see, or you just don't care at all. There is a video I'm making which I don't care if you are not interested in. I'm making it for me because it's fun and interesting, and I think it's something that some people will be interested in, and I'd like to get the word out a bit more. So I'm not going to spoil that now. That's the video. Thanks for watching.